What is your soulmate? There's a lot of people out there that are looking for their soulmate, and the soulmate is that person that completes you. And so that's the way that most people look at it, is that person completes them. And when you find that person is your soulmate because it makes you a whole person. And I can explain why you don't actually want to hook up with your soulmate and that it's not what you think it is. So your soulmate is the person who does complete you. And what they represent is the missing pieces of you. And so what your soul wants is your soul wants you to make peace with those parts of you that complete you. It wants you to be a whole person. And so your subconscious always wants to seek to complete itself. So it wants to fix those parts of you that you've suppressed and you've knocked back. So that thing that you sense in another person that you're attracted to, that is a thing that you've suppressed and you don't allow yourself to be like that. And so instead what we want to do is we want to get that person in our life because they represent a whole bunch of those little things that we suppress in ourselves and we don't allow ourselves to be that. And so we get that person when we hook up and they do the same thing to us. And those would be the good things, the parts of us that actually we're good at. They see those aspects of us that are the opposite of them, and they're attracted to that as well. So, we come together and we piece together like that. And that, so two people come together to make one whole. And really what's happening there is that by bringing this person in, it makes you whole and the two together. And, of course, you have the honeymoon phase where you're both in love. And that's all great and everything until that part wears out. And then what happens is because you haven't done the work on yourself to be able to accept those parts, you start to try to fix those parts of them the same way that you did to yourself. And so you try to suppress them in them as well. And so, maybe you're introverted and they're extroverted and you want to fix their extroversion so that they can't go out anymore and keep them away from people. They got to become a loner now, and that's the way you fix them. And so we end up fighting with each other because we end up trying to fix each other. And that is the dynamic, the codependent relationship that a lot of people have. And it becomes a toxic relationship because you have to please each other in order to get what you want. And when you're trying to fix each other, it's kind of hard to please each other at the same time. And so you don't really want that person. Really what's supposed to happen is that you're supposed to acknowledge that part. You're an introvert. You see the extroverted person, and your subconscious or your soul wants you to be more like that. You want to be more, you want to complete more. You don't have to be as far as they are. Maybe they're off the wall and they're too much of that, but you need to come, you're here, they're here, and you need to come up somewhere in the middle there. And so you need to let yourself out and be more extroverted and have more fun. That's what you're supposed to do. But then you hook up with this person and they're being like that and you're okay with it for a while. And then you say, hey, quit having fun and quit being extroverted. And that's what happens when you hook up with your soulmate. Now, if instead what you were to do is to fix that part of yourself, all those different aspects, so that you become the whole person, and then that other person does the same thing, then when you two whole people bring their energy together, then you create a third dynamic. So when you do the work and you fix yourself, then that's the time when you find the right person. And it's not your soulmate, because your soulmate is the person that represents all your flaws that, you're going to want to fix them. So now the idea that you want to fix them, what we do is we project on the outside world that which is us. And so it's not them we want to fix. It's really us that we want to fix. So The twin flame or the soulmate is, maybe there's a different thing with the twin flame. I think a lot of people didn't like the idea that the soulmate wasn't the person that they were supposed to hook up with. So now they created the twin flame. So now they're out looking for their twin flame. And apparently that's where your soul splits off into two pieces and stuff like that. It's like, oh, you know what? Coming together as two people that have found themselves and actually found self-love within themselves is the most beautiful kind of relationship that you can have. And if you can find that, if you can go through your process, face your shadow, and overcome the things that you need to overcome so that you can be the real, authentic you and find self-love for yourself, then that is the best way to approach a relationship from a healed perspective, where you complete yourself and adding another person makes a team, not one complete person, but a team. And when you're in that kind of position, then your relationship will be awesome and you can build on something like that. The other relationship where, they complete you, those ones never work and you end up fighting forever and ever. And if they last, usually it's in misery. Anyways, we want to avoid all that. So my hypnosis, what I do is the process helps you to find yourself and actually helps you to find self-love. And self-love is something that's different. It's a vibration, and you be love. You don't give and take it. You just be it. So it's different than what we've actually been taught. We've been taught to look outside of ourselves to find love, when really it's already inside. You are the vibration of love. When you are yourself, that is who you are. When you are not, you're covering up yourself and you're protecting your source of love inside of you. So your love is you. Be it. And then when you're it and you find your mate, then that is the best relationship. So make sure you let me know down in the comments what you think of all this, and let me know what other content that you want me to talk about, what other topics that you think are important that need to be discussed, and I'll see what I can do. So make sure you give me a thumbs up and a like, and till next time, have a good one.